Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored True Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sam Man. Viral Hip Hop News.
Yeah,
we are live in the building. Another episode of the Uncensored True Podcast, live exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Oh God,
yes sir.
What's good?
What's good, man? Definitely happy to be in the building today. We're going in tonight on Kevin Hart. Everybody coming in the building, I need y'all to do two things. As always, hit the like button right now and make sure that you share this video. We got a treat for y'all tonight. We're going to be opening up the phone lines for the people to give their opinion on the Kevin Hart. We're asking people to be very brief. You know, we want to give you as much time as possible, but you know, it might get a little crazy here tonight. We want to hear from the people tonight, though, Sam, man. You ready to rock, bro?
I'm very excited, man. We finally got the phone lines open to the people. We've been talking about it for some time now. We said last week, we promised you we have it here for you. And we can't wait to hear what you guys got to say about the situation and just show some love to the platform. You, as you always know, drop your area codes right now in the chat room as you come in so we can shout you out. And let's hear what we got to talk about this Kevin Hart situation, man. Indeed. Oh, God, man, how was your day, man? How was your week leading up to this live?
Oh, man, just another great week. You know, I'm just grinding as we always do. You know how we do. So just excited to be here once again, man. I love the Friday night show. You know, throughout the week, be content king, giving people nonstop content. So we're going to continue tonight in that vein. Go ahead and drop those area codes tonight. Hit the like button and make sure you share this video before you come in the building. Let's get it.
Shout out to my brother Mose. The music you hear right now exclusively done by my brother Mose. Go to his YouTube. That link will be in the description box right now. If you're a rapper, singer, artist, if you're looking for music and you need leasing of tracks, go holler at my boy Mose. Indeed. Drop the area code 312-585-330. Akron, what's good? 337.
Yes.
757. Like old guy said, man, the phone lines are open tonight. Yes,
sir.
For the people coming in, we want to hear from y'all regarding this Kevin Hart situation. Whatever else y'all want to talk about is going to get wild, man. I'll be dropping that number momentarily.
Yes, sir.
Indeed, man. But oh God, what's up, bro?
Yes, sir, man. I'm gonna give a 516 in the building. Freeport 940-337. I see you. 312-585 in the building. Akron 330-757-216 in the building. 718. We definitely see you. We appreciate it, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Let's talk about it.
Yes, sir. So if everybody, you know, is not aware, you know, the Kevin Hart situation, you know, he was pretty much asked to host the Oscars, you know, said it was a pretty much a dream of his, you know, everybody was elated. The announcement came out within a few days later, you know, after that announcement, you know, it was a series of tweets that somebody dug up from 2009, 10, 11, you know, all those years. People are saying they're homophobic. You know, we both put videos up on it. You know, we're not going to get too deep into the tweets tonight, but if you didn't, go check our channel out, Hip Hop, you know, Uncensored or Viral Hip Hop News, you know, to see those stories. And you can read the tweets, you know, in detail, and offended the LBGT community. You know what I mean? The Oscars then call him and say, look, come out and apologize. You know, if you don't apologize, we're going to have to, you know, look for another host. So Kevin Hart, you know, did put out a response, which I'll play that response real quick for the people, and then we'll get your thoughts on this, fam.
Right.
So I just got a call from the Academy, and that call basically said, Kevin, apologize for your tweets of old, or we're going to have to move on and find another host. Talking about the tweets from 2009, 2010. I chose to pass. I passed on the apology. The reason why I passed is because I've addressed this several times. This is not the first time this has come up. I've addressed it. I've spoken on it. I've said where the rights and wrongs were. I've said who I am now versus who I was then. I've done it. I'm not going to continue to go back and tap into the days of old when I moved on and I'm in a completely different space in my life. The same energy that went into finding those old tweets could be the same energy put into finding the response to the questions that have been asked years after years after years. We feed in the internet trolls and we reward them. I'm not going to do it, man. I'm going to be me. I'm going to stay in my ground. Regardless, Academy, I'm thankful and appreciative of the opportunity. If it goes away, no harm, no foul.
Sam, man, your thoughts, you know, so far on the whole Kevin Hart fiasco. There's been a lot of, you know, events that happened in the last few days. What are your initial thoughts, you know, on this?
Well, we were talking about it yesterday live on the Uncensored True Podcast. Shout out to everyone that watched us live on Thursday evening over there on that platform. And we were looking for something to kind of talk about. And we seen this pop up. And our initial reaction was, damn, like 2010 Isn't he a comedian? Like, where did public correctness is really taken over and really tarnish some things? And we understand the sensitivity of the tweets and things like that, but our ultimate premise was this may cost him. Like, this would cost him exactly what he was looking for at the Oscars. And although you may be critical of Kevin Hart, whether you love him or you hate him, we both said that we respected his grind and everything that he had going on for himself with the Heartbeat Productions, what he's done as far as a comedian, selling out stadiums. Can't knock the dude's hustle. So if this was something that was the pinnacle of his career, more power to you. But then he dropped what he dropped on Instagram, and I immediately hit you. I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm real happy that Kevin Hart did what he did, and he didn't stoop down and just say, you know what, I'm sorry, just for getting out there and doing what he loved to do and just basically appeasing his masters. That was great. No, I'm going to continue to be me. If you look at the tweets, a lot of the tweets, when you look back, that's what made Kevin Hart where he is right now. A lot of those very raunchy and cutful things that he did put him where he was today. So it would be very almost hypocritical for him to say, nah, I'm going to apologize. He did go to our groove route, and I'm older now, which is cool. You've evolved. And I'm not saying that what he said wasn't insensitive to a group of people. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is they were meant in a joking manner toward other males. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be on a tweet or whatever, but it wasn't necessarily geared toward a group of people in a hateful, negative manner. For somebody to just grab these motherfuckers out of nowhere 10 years later, it looks like they were trying to stir something up. There's no doubt.
So you think he did the right thing by saying, you know what, forget your awards. I don't even want to, be a distraction. I don't want no controversy with this. I'll step down. What do you think about that? You think he's right in that, sentiment, or you think he should have just stayed with it and continued to host those awards regardless of what people said?
100% right, stepping down.
No doubt.
100% right. You don't need it. And we're going to play a clip of Snoop, and it's a funny clip, but it's a truthful clip. Like, you didn't need it. And you talked about it on the pre-production meeting, and I want you to elaborate on it. But we all know Kevin Hart isn't financially strapped. He's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's got plenty of money. He didn't need that. You know what I mean? And I don't think this is going to be a situation where this hurt him, because like he alluded to numerous times, this is a situation that he's addressed numerous times. You figure this happened 8-9 years ago now. Why would somebody bring this up soon as he gets the Oscar nod, soon as he has all these movies coming out? Love him or hate him, you do this now. And then I joked yesterday that he got his black card pulled, and we're going to get into that because maybe a little bit.
Right, you know right. I mean? Definitely. I'm going to read one of the comments before we get to the Snoop video. Stan Man Underdog says, those awards really weren't meant for us. Anyway, he's smart to step down. They would have found something else to talk about. We'll forget about this soon, is what he pretty much saying. I can definitely agree, with that comment. Leave comments. We'll be reading comments, periodically, through the night. So go ahead and leave a comment if you want, us to repeat the comment. Also, the super chat is open. The super chat is open if you want to leave a donation, and that you're more than welcome to. But let's listen to what Snoop Dogg said, earlier about this. I think this sentiment is ringing with a lot of people. So let's check this out, and then we'll talk about this.
Don't trip. That ain't our kind of shit, no way. Oscars? Yeah, right. Come do the BET Awards, cuz. Or Soul Train. They don't care. You're a comedian. Cracking jokes. Really? Y'all want me to host it now? Nah, I don't think so. I got shit to do, and I got way more customers before I get to you. Kevin Hart, smoke a blunt. Tell the Academy to suck a dick or die trying. Fuck them. We still love you, nigga. Fuck the Grammys, too.
All right, so that's Snoop, going in. I agree. Forget him. You're self-made, well off, millionaire, a lot of times over. You know what I mean? He's pretty much talks all the time in his business meetings about how he owns like 100% of his company. All his deals is his. He's bringing in all the money, and then disperse it out to his employees and everything. I could salute that. So yeah, I'm glad that he stood his ground here. There's been a lot of controversy I've been seeing. A lot of people saying the chicken's coming home to roost. I seen comments saying, everything. I don't want to repeat some of the comments.
Elaborate on some of those comments.
A lot of people are saying, that's what he gets for shitting on Cat Williams. A lot of people saying that's what he gets for putting on a dress. He already bowed down, and or this is, you know, them pretty much trying to control him or cracking the whip on his back per se. Yeah, I mean, you know, we have to understand that our, you know, struggle, Black people in this country, has been one way, and we're still struggling to get, you know, to real freedom. You know, talking about what's free, Meek Mill and all that, and Jay-Z, and you know, anybody who has any type of intelligence will see the condition that we're in and the different things that continue to happen to us, you know, over time. So yeah, man, I could definitely agree. Forget the Oscars, man. Go do your own thing, and you know, move forward like that. Definitely agree.
Do you think that Kevin deserves the criticism that he's getting amongst us when they say the chicken comes home to roost? Because you've been one to say that he's not funny. Yeah. And you were reading some of the tweets and it kind of made you chuckle a little bit. And that's some of the Kevin Hart of old. But now that the Kevin Hart new that you see, it's nothing too amusing to you. Like I said, you've been on record to say he's not funny. So that's nothing I'm throwing out there.
His movies, I would say his movies, you know, some of the stuff, you know. Now I will say, you know, the old stuff with him and Jamie Foxx, I think he was going back and forth with. There's a video out there with him and Meek Mill going back. That was kind of funny. Those were funny. Other videos out there too, but I don't like the movies. I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm just not into his movies like that. I'm just not. I'm not like running to the theater to go see a Kevin Hart movie. He's not funny. Now stand up is a different thing, you know, but not. I don't think he's the top. I think there's people who are funnier than him, to be honest with you.
So do you think that he deserves to be at the top to where he is right now? Do you think that there's another comic that should be over top of the more deserving than a Kevin Hart? Or do you think more along the lines of a Mike Epps conclusion or conspiracy being gatekeepers, and he's the man right now? He can let people in and let people out. Did the gatekeepers let him know he's still past the gate?
Well, you've been on record and said that, you know, he pretty much watered himself down. Yes. You know, because you've been following way closer than I have over the years. So that kind of is what it is. I mean, that's, you know, what he really, as he sees right now, stuff that he said jokingly as a comedian is coming back to haunt him, mainly because he is now ascending. So, you know, he's Oscars, you know, approaching the $50-100 million mark. He's doing this thing out there. He's the top, you know, comedian, maybe not the funniest, but he's the top. And I don't think nobody should be in this position. He worked to get where he's at. It is what it is. Michael Jordan's #1 is because he worked. It's no fluke or anything like that. So, you know, does he deserve criticism? Yes. Yeah. He deserves criticism. He should be able to take that on the chin. He's in the public spotlight. People think he sold out. When he put the dress on for me and he put the wig on, that for me was just like, it's hard to recover from that. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's something, you know, I was just raised different. I don't want to speak for anybody else. I was raised, you know, that women, you know, wear dresses. And if men did it, there was something wrong with that. So I just don't agree with that.
So you got your people out there that all from the jump, they never thought Kev was funny. And they got their right to think that. You got your right to think whoever you want is funny. Whoever amuses you, amuses you. Then you have your people like myself who thought Kev was real funny at first and then thought he kind of watered himself down. To those people, it's the comedian, it's the kind of comedic things he would do from the past that it seems like he's kind of trying to stray away from now. Now, I'm not saying that he should be out there throwing out homophobic slurs and things like that in 2018, because we're just in a different time where political correctness is just at an all-time high, and you can't say certain things the way you were allowed to say them back in 2010, 2005 or wherever. Right or wrong, it just is what it is. So you got to really be careful in that. But the very thing that brought him up, that raunchiness, that political correctness, he finds himself watering down and getting away from. And did he sell himself out a little bit to get to that almighty dollar? Because it does seem like he's trying to, although he said he's not apologizing, and we salute him for that, it does seem like he's trying to get away from the Kevin Hart of old, but that's the very Kevin that people thought was funny.
Well, I mean, that goes two ways, because some people could say he's funnier now. He got better. He's made more money. He's only grown, so he had to be funny. Some people will say, you know, he didn't, but you gotta kind of expect a watering down. There's no way. He can say whatever he wants, but there's going to be backlash. You got people, you know, that belong to the LGBT community. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize. No disrespect. You know, that are on these corporations, that sit on boards on these corporations, that own some of these corporations, that pay these people out, that probably, you know, are sponsors for some of the arenas and stuff. It goes deep. There's corporate interests involved here. And when they get offended, they start pulling back these dollars that get cast to shut up. Even Snoop, you know, these guys, and you talking about like endorsements with different people. sometimes it comes with things where you can't really be, you know, politically active and say things that offend people, or they'll pull those dollars back. But that's why it's more important to be self-made, independent. You can pretty much say whatever you want. Yeah, you're going to receive some backlash, but they can't be taking opportunities from you, as we see right now. And you know, that's something he loved. You could tell he looked hurt about that, and he's like, damn, you know, I dealt with this before. Y'all digging back in my past. He was a little hurt by that. That's something he wanted to do, but he removed himself from the situation. And you know, that kind of just is what it is, man. I definitely salute him for that. If he would have apologized, I think it would have just been, and he did, excuse me, I was going to be clear, he did apologize to the LBGT community. He did apologize to them, but as far as to the Oscars and all that, I agree with that, definitely.
Is he a gatekeeper, oh God? Is Kevin Hart the next gatekeeper? And if that, not the next gatekeeper, is he the black gatekeeper in Hollywood, like Mike Epps alluded to? And if so, did he just, like I said, did he get knocked off a pedestal? Did he get smacked with some humility? Was he on a high horse like a lot of your comedians, i.e. Mike Epps, Cat Williams in particular? They like to say and ring out that rhetoric that he wasn't allowing certain opportunities, and he was on this high horse thinking that he was almost untouchable, and here you go. And I don't know if a lot of them are laughing right now or whatever, but do you see him getting knocked off his high horse, and what do you think? What do you see next for it?
Yeah, man. It's like Jay-Z said in the old Grammy family freestyle, man. He said, every step you take, they remind you ghetto. You know what I mean? He talked about, you know, your Michaels, your Princes, anybody, you know, he said success is like suicide. You know, once you start to ascend and you think that you're, you know, going to be this independent, outspoken person, you got somebody above you that got more money, that got more power, that kind of yanks and say, nah. You can't go too far with that. We're going to pull these sponsors. We're going to pull these opportunities from you. You can't host this. You better come out and apologize and do this. And now, you know, I think it's something that he can definitely recover from. But yeah, as far as him being a gatekeeper, I don't know. I got to be honest with you. I don't know, you know, how deep that stuff goes as far as him being a gatekeeper. But you know, I do think that there are some weird stuff that goes on in Hollywood, and certain people are willing to do certain things to get certain positions, and certain people aren't. And because they aren't, they probably don't get the opportunities that the people that do that stuff do. I definitely agree with that.
I don't want to say that you think he gets unfair criticism, because I know you think some of the criticism is just due when he comes to the dancing and things. Do you think that he gets an unfair critique when it comes to his peers? The Mike Epps of the world, I mean, and even the TK Kirklands of the world, people that we can speak on because we've talked to him personally and things like that. Do you think that he gets a fair shake when it comes to his comedic brethren and sisters? Yeah,
I think it's all fair game. You know, I think it's all fair game. Maybe some of them can be hating. They're not in that position. Maybe some of them can have truth, but I definitely, you know, think it's fair game. He should be able to stand in, you know, the face, you know, of adversity, definitely. But I want to, you know, the phone lines are open. I want to get the people's, you know, opinion. I'm gonna drop the number if you want to call in and give your opinion on the Kevin Hart situation. The 609-669-0571, and that number is also in the description box. The 609-669-0571. If you want to give your opinion and call in on the Kevin Hart situation, we will open up the phone lines, you know, for the people. But yeah, man, it's a crazy situation, you know, obviously with Kevin Hart, and we just hope, you know, I do hope the best for him, you know what I mean, the situation. Definitely messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up, and we both agree to that. This isn't a witch hunt for sure. This is something that somebody decided to conjure up to stir up some nonsense to get him exactly in the position that he finds himself in right now. Or whether you think that he deserves it or not, hey, when you put in the kind of work that you put in and you're loved so much, and then all of a sudden you're hated, it's like it almost comes with the territory. But no, he didn't deserve that. He deserved to go and do what he wanted to do. It. If he wanted to host the Oscars, he should have had the right to host the Oscars, no matter what you think about it. And we joked about it, but like I said, he put in the work. He should have been able to do that. Props to him, and we definitely give him a salute and respect for not apologizing and not going back on your morals. And what I mean by that is talking about and addressing a situation that you dealt with 8 years ago and beyond, and able to go ahead and let that go and not have to live it up over and over and over again. Because some nobody on Twitter or IG or somebody with a little platform decides she wants to conjure up some nonsense just because they know it's going to create drama and possibly make your day worse or make your life worse. It's whack.
What do you think about like the people? Because let's jump to the other side of the fence with this one. What about the people who, you know, practice the lifestyle, belong to the LBGT community? You know, I know they don't say I jacked all of it up. I do apologize, but the people that belong to that community, What about them saying, you know, you guys are insensitive, you guys are this, you guys are that? He said that he needs to be held responsible. I don't care if it was in a joking way. You wouldn't like it if we talked about black people this way. You wouldn't like it if we talked about Hispanic people, Chinese people, or white people this way. What do you say to the criticism that comes from that? Because you do have those type of comments as well. I know you've seen them on your channel as well.
Good question. They have their right to say that.
Right.
Absolutely. But okay, let's go back on the time where there have been numerous black jokes, white jokes, Asian jokes. We're talking about comedians here. We're not talking about somebody going on a negative rant out in the open. He has somebody at it, which he's talking amongst somebody else. Now, granted, social media, a different day and age where people think that this a lot more comfortable and things won't bite them in the ass the way that it does now. Conversations that me and you could have in the wit while we, you know what I mean, burning, praising the Most High and talking, you feel me, aren't going to necessarily be out here for us to be incriminated 10, 15 years later. But he was in an age where he was right on the wave. Social media was everything. And you had your little roast on Twitter because people will go crazy over it. And whether he's in there with a little Duval or Spanky or one of his crew or anybody going in on him, shit was funny. And you talking back a different kind of language. And the black jokes were thrown out. The white jokes were thrown out. The Asian jokes were thrown out. They were all thrown out there. And so were the homosexual jokes. I just don't understand why there's such a heightened level of sensitivity nowadays, because we've all been joked on. Everybody gets it is what it is. And I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying that things are hurtful, but where is the level? He wasn't going at a particular person or people in general. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. Stop being so goddamn sensitive.
I think we got a call in, and so let me take this call real quick. Let's see what is on the line. They want to talk about the Kevin Hart situation. You're live.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You're live on the Uncensored Truth podcast. State your name and tell me where you're calling from.
My name is Kyle. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Peace.
What's up, bro?
What's going on?
What up? What up? What you think about this Kevin Hart situation, bro?
I think the Kevin Hart situation, I think that, I don't know if it was who brought the post back up as far as what he said a long time ago, but I mean, that was old. And you know, when we're younger, we do a lot of irresponsible and immature things, so I just feel like that's part of being young. But like you said, he's changed. You know, how you gonna count him for doing stuff when he was younger? And I feel like, you know, he got a lot of maturity now, and he has learned how to appreciate lives and bring value to his character and to you know, to who he is, his integrity. So he sees things differently, and he takes accountability for things. So that's how I feel about it. That just comes with maturity and experience.
No doubt. I could definitely agree, you know, with that. He definitely alluded to that as well. He said that, you know, that's like 10 years ago, me saying something, and now I'm two totally different people than I was. So I think that we should definitely be giving him a break. And, you know, as a community, we need to definitely stand behind Kevin. No, man. I definitely appreciate your call, brother. Definitely.
Appreciate you, man. Salute.
All
right. Yes, sir. So we're live right now. If you want to call, and I see the number just called in, call back in. I do apologize for that. It's 609-669-0571. Also, everybody listening, hit the like button for us real quick and go ahead and share this video. We in the building tonight talking about the Kevin Hart, you know, backlash that he's receiving from, you know, his comments that he made. People are calling him homophobic. And he stepped down, you know, as the host of the Oscars. So you can call in, you know, right now if you have a thought. We got another call. Let's see what they got to say.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Peace. You're live on Uncensored Truth podcast.
How y'all brothers doing, man? This is Twan, man. I'm calling from Phoenix, and I'm from back in Ohio, Cleveland.
Peace, big dog. What's good with you?
Yeah, man, I listen to y'all brothers all the time, man, but I agree with Kevin Hart, man. You know, society always, you know, underrate the black community. You can't compare the black community to LGBT and all this and all that, you know. So they always misrepresent the black community. So I totally agree with you. I totally agree with him. I agree with y'all brothers. You know, some people like you, some people don't. But, you know, I definitely agree.
So what do you feel about him saying thank you but no thank you to the Oscars invitation as being a host?
Say that again?
What do you think about him saying no about hosting the Oscars? How do you feel about that? Him stepping down as the host?
Yeah, I totally agree with him, man. Talk about, man, that's a right racist, you know, institution. You know, they really don't care about him or the black community. They just care about ratings, you know. So they just wanted to bring this audience and see how much they can make. So, but, you know, I totally agree with Kevin, man. I understand where y'all two brothers coming from. I agree with y'all. I agree with the way y'all feel about him. Some people like him, some people don't. But, you know, I always liked him. But, you know, everybody entitled to their own opinion. You know what I'm saying? But,
yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad he didn't apologize. Because that's what they was expecting. They think like always supposed to be subservient to him to kiss their butt and all this and all that, man. This and do that, man. We got to rise up as a community and stand up and stick to our guns, man.
Facts. Well, I definitely appreciate you calling in, bro. And, you know, keep on listening, man. We have the phones, you know, opened up every week if you want to chime in at another time, bro. Have a great night, man.
Appreciate you, Ben. Thank you.
All right, brother, man. I listen to y'all brothers all the time, man. Keep up the good work, man. I support y'all, man.
Thank you, brother.
Salute, man. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. So we're live on the Uncensored Truth podcast. People are calling in, leaving their opinion tonight. The calling number is in the description. I'll drop it in the chat. It's 609-669-0571. Call in to leave your opinion on the Kevin Hart situation. We got the lines open, so make sure y'all call in, man. Sam Matt, man, crazy. This Kevin Hart, you know, thing, man. I didn't really expect them to him to step down. I kind of thought that it would kind of go away. It was kind of when I seen that, I think it was late last night, it definitely threw me for a loop. But you know, it's definitely a need for us to have our own independent, you know, whatever. And I think Snoop was kind of inching towards that, even though BET is not, you know, we know what that is, but you know, we need our own, you know, separate things, simply because we don't get treated fairly in other people's stuff. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think because I see a lot of people being critical, even him tweeting the apology. Are you critical of him for saying I stepped down and I apologize again to the LGBT community? Do you think that was warranted? How do you feel about the apology, or do you think that even is being nitpicking and too critical?
Well, I think I think the apology is cool because I think he meant it. I don't think he was just saying it just to say it.
Right.
I think it was just in the moment. Again, we come up in a different era where people always said that type of stuff. We just, you know, that's the way to really offend somebody, or if you're just joking around, there's certain things that we say. We're not going to repeat them here. I think he's genuinely sorry. He's genuinely a different person than he was 8 years ago, you know? So, yeah, man, you know, I think it's just, you know, like you said, we're in an ultra sensitive society now where everything is blown out of proportion. We're in the clickbait, YouTube, you know, headline era where everybody's just, you know, once something goes, it catches wildfire. So, you know, definitely did the right thing. And, you know, we'll see what happens, man. We'll definitely see what happens going forward here. Definitely. I
would have to agree to that. Oh God, I would have to say that the apology was genuine, and he was talking to a group of people that he may have offended or may have not seen those tweets 10 years ago that may have been brought to it now, that may be a Kevin Hart fan. You did what you were supposed to do. That's cool. Salute you on that. I don't take that as him apologizing to the association, apologizing or making an official statement on regard with the Oscars when it's concerning them trying to get a job back or trying to run back to something. I think that he's completely going away from that. I think that genuinely he does care and he wants to do the right thing for his people, for himself. I think that's genuine. I think Kevin just kind of got caught up in a little bit of a whirlwind going into the height of fame that he went into, having to water down a little bit, not having the same life experiences that we're, you know what I mean, able to laugh about. And now he's being criticized, but we all salute his work.
Yes, I want to read a couple comments, in the comment section. Definitely want to keep that coming. John Hamilton, I see an interesting comment.
Yeah, that's my
he
dog.
puts, okay, dope. He said, I'm glad he turned it down, and he needs to start turning down some of them stereotypical roles too. Funny he didn't agree with black people boycotting the Oscars. Now look, what's your thoughts on that? Because it was like a little movement. I forgot how long ago it was where
Jada
Pinkett.
Pinkett.
Okay, yeah. Jada Pinkett. It was like in this boycott. A lot of people did. It's always like that. We never join up with something that's going to be powerful. I don't know, but he didn't support it then. That's why people keep saying the chickens, coming home to roost things. Saying, man, what do you think about John Hamilton's comment?
Well, that's just somebody's perspective, and salute to John. He's always giving great perspective. Like we were talking about, you got your people that are going to be like, okay, Kev, you got a little bit of a taste of your own medicine, because a lot of people say that the very things that got him where he was are the very things that he's trying to shun and water himself down and be critical of certain things because he's at the height. He doesn't want to hurt, quote unquote, an image. And when this came out and we seen how elated he was about the Oscars and how he said it was an opportunity of a lifetime, a lot of us may have threw that up with a side eye and things like that. And then we see the smear campaign go on between these two trolls throwing that stuff out there from 10 years ago. And we all kind of waited a response. We said it was a witch hunt. We said it was wrong. But what was Kev going to do next? And his response, I respect. No, I'm not going to apologize. It is what it is. I am what I am. I'm a changed man. You say things years ago that you don't mean. You got to grow as you evolve and things like that. And I'm cool with that. Do I think that Kevin Hart in private conversations with his boys still talks exactly like he did in his tweets? Absolutely. Let's not sugarcoat that shit. He absolutely does. Does he have to go out here and say that in the public? No, you can't say it now in the public. And that's very unfortunate. Does he deserve a little taste of his own medicine? I respect what he's doing. If he gets a jab or two, he might have.
Maybe it might be a wake up call. Maybe it might be a wake up call, for him. John Hamilton goes on. I got to read this one too. He said, Mike Epps and Cat Williams tried warning Kevin, but everybody called them haters. But no matter what, he's always going to be a nigga in their eyes. Tiffany Haddish is next. Interesting, that you say that. The way that my study of history, I would say you're accurate. I would definitely say you're accurate. It seems like as long, as we stay into a box, a mold of what these people want us to be, it's fine. As soon as we step outside of that box, it seems like things begin to happen negative, whether it be scandals, lawsuits, things that kind of tear down your image. The double-edged sword, the same sword they knight you is the sword they're going to good night you with. You know what I mean? So the media can build you up. You could be the best person. You could be, as Kevin Hart we see now, the next day something comes out, you're finished. All the outlets start carrying it. TMZ pops it off. They say this, they say that. Next thing you know, you're apologizing, crying, losing endorsement. Your whole career is done. Not saying it's going to happen to Kevin Hart, but we do have to, look at history, and point out the many numerous times where this has happened to us. I got to be real about it. Can't sugarcoat that.
Oh God, would there ever be a leading man or woman, black man or woman in Hollywood without them having to sell out? And I'm going to lead that up with another question, or because let me just finish what I was going to say. Because you see a lot of people when they consider the leading man or woman in Hollywood when it comes to black, it's often in comedy where they're allowed to show out and do various clownish things. It's never being taken seriously. And we see The Rock now, but The Rock gets a lot of criticism, shit like that too. So will you ever see a male or woman, black male or woman in Hollywood being able to take that number one pinnacle without being criticized and being called a sellout?
Oh man, it's gonna be tough. I think it's gonna be tough, man. And because we, like certain groups of people, they got different things that protect them, from different images that come out. Like I said, the ADL, Anti-Defamation League. When you see with the Jewish people, they had something that protect them because they at one time was being oppressed. They had they got to do a little bit of history research, a lot of negative propaganda against them, but they stood up. As a people, and said, nah, we can't do this, certain thing like that. And as we see now, they're very successful, have successful communities. I think we need to go that same route, in everything that we do. Even we talk about the Freedom, the Football League. Maybe you can pull that one up. And we can talk about that one. We have to begin to separate, and get there. And my thing is like this, dog. If you're at a job, if you're at any, and you're not wanted, you're not liked, you're being mistreated, are we going to cry? Are you going to complain about it? or you're going to get the hell out of there and start your own job, start your own, be the boss, be the CEO. That's where I'm at with it. So yeah, you can get your money out of there and all that, and you know, but you gotta ultimately be thinking independent and building your own thing where you can call the shots and nobody can pull a plug on you because you say something that they don't like.
Right.
Simple as that. As long as you're underneath their roof, you know, the saying goes, you got to follow their rules, period. When you get your own shit, you can do what you want.
Right.
Simple.
A lot of people are saying Denzel Washington, he didn't sell out, but then people were saying he didn't go in on the controversial topics. That's very interesting. What do you think about that, Denzel Washington? Because you never hear anything about Denzel. He's the one that we go, yeah, he never did his thing. He never sold out. He did it right. Salute to Denzel.
Some people
about Denzel.
Some people use decorum. Some people, it's like they know that if they go over there, that they falling off the edge of the earth. They know if they push the button there, that this is going to happen. So they may choose to do it in different ways. So you know, maybe that's the route that Denzel takes. Maybe he chooses to do it in some of the roles that he takes. You know, everybody has their way of expression. You know, what they want to do. But I don't think that Denzel sold out. He's one of the few. You know, I think brothers who remain, you know what I mean, true to himself. And there's a lot of them. I think we need to highlight more of them. But there's also a lot that took the other route, dresses, you know, different crazy roles and things. And when you got a people in that type of condition that we're in, everything counts. And you know, so yeah, you know, Denzel, you know, I think he could be a role model that we should definitely look up to. Very smart and a brilliant man. I don't think he sold out.
Oh God, this comedy, when comedians try to transition from stand up to Hollywood, does that hurt them? Will they automatically be stigmatized as someone that's going to be dancing and jumping and flopping around just because they're naturally on stage funny? Will they ever be taken seriously? Will they ever be considered? You
mean Hollywood or like a politician?
I'll put it to you like this. Will there ever be a comedian, and let's not say Kevin Hart anymore because I think that he's already out of this equation, but will we ever see throughout time someone resonate through stand-up and come up and be respected like a Denzel? Will we ever see that? Because we've seen Eddie Murphy hit the Hollywood and the numbers and take over when he came from stand up to Hollywood, but he put on more dresses than anybody. And we've all loved the Nutty Professor roles, and you got your people back that will say those are roles, and you have your people say you can't put on a dress. Eddie Murphy's done both, and he's done great things, but Eddie Murphy ain't going to be considered a Denzel Washington. We can't even put them two same, that's apples and oranges. So will we ever see someone in the comedic world transition from stand-up to one of those main leading men or women in Hollywood from Black culture that we can respect like a Denzel? Because we see a lot of them coming in and they're the man, they're the woman. Right from stand-up there, you see Tiffany Haddish. I've seen her name getting thrown around in there. You've seen Kev, we've seen Mike, we've seen Kat. Those are the people that get really pushed. Will they ever be taken seriously?
Well, my thing is, like, if you got an art form or some type of expression, you have to try to use that for the benefit, you know, of your people, period. You know what I mean? First your family, and then it trickles down after that. If you're taking all these roles, mammy roles, dresses roles and stuff like that, then you just pretty much, you know, you could do it. You can make your money off of it, but you're not going to be taken seriously by people who are serious. But if you got people, you know, that are doing, you know, thought-provoking roles, you know, really using that art form to make a real difference, you know, we can, you know, go down a list of movies that happen. I could salute that. I'm just going to speak for myself here. I could salute that. But every time I see a cat, you know, dress on or playing some type of crazy role or whatever, you know, jiving, shucking, doing backflips and handstand, I'm like, damn, we see too much of that. Why don't we use, you know, our talent, you know, and our abilities to show like with the film that we're talking about doing, we're getting ready to do. It's going to be dynamic because we looking at, you know, something from a different way, and the way we're going to do it is going to be crazy. Not to give too much up, but I like to see, you know, we seen too much of that. I seen too much of the Tyler Perry movies. I want to see something that's thought provoking, something that's going to make me say, whoa, you know, I never seen something like that, something different. And Denzel is one that, you know, would do stuff like that. And, you know, Kevin Hart, he's still young. To me, hasn't really proven that. But I don't know if there will ever be anybody who will come, especially a comedian. I think, you know, because they're always going to look at them like they're just a clown. No matter how serious, no matter how political they want to be, you just make me laugh. You entertain me. You jump, you throw the ball, you stand on your hands, twirl on your head. I'll go to somebody else when I want to get serious. So, you know, that's just what it. Even with the rappers, they have a hard time people taking them serious. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then the people that do, it's all type of controversy and scandal surrounding them. They took money for the school. This person is getting sued for this. This is this. So it's just like we're almost in a situation where we can't win, you know. But I will also say, you know, stop looking for these guys and become those people yourself.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
Absolutely. And it kind of boggles my mind when you start seeing a lot of us, when we start getting the money, like you said, a Tyler Perry, even to Kevin Hart, when we start getting money to kind of push toward our own movies and they go toward the direction they do. It's like, yo, you hear the stereotypes all along and you still consider to go toward that. Now, I know that the Madea may have been your aunt or your grandma years ago, but how many times you going to put on the mother effing dress and jump around like that?
He did retire it.
Well, thank goodness. Good for him. Good for him.
Right.
Shout out. But like you said, we got to start doing for self and really getting out here. But then we got to support. It equal comes support, like you said, with the Ricky Williams thing. And I have that up. I'll talk about that.
Yes,
former Pro Bowler Ricky Williams announced his new Freedom League football league, founded in part by former NFL players. The team will partly be owned by the players, partly owned by the fans, and partly owned by the operations. It's a new spring football league, Williams said on ESPN on Thursday, and it's for the fans and it's by the players. It's all started with a bunch of guys sitting around the table talking about the good old days and realizing, you know, we have a lot of experience. We've been there before. We know how to do it. What if we started a league and really made it about developing young men? Great idea. Now, whether it'll work or not depends on the support. But it just is that simple. You got a group of men that have some money that want to do it different. They see the climate in the NFL. They see how it's not working. Do it better. You see platforms, certain platforms using their platform and their direction for certain things, certain ones doing it for other things. And you see the difference. The numbers don't matter. It all depends on what's going on underneath. What kind of foundation are you building? Mm-hmm. We joked about it in our pre-production. You see a lot of people out here, in particular on YouTube, a lot of people gaining real quick success, puffing their chest, but forget to work their legs. And the second some real adversity comes their way, they get knocked out and they can't get the fuck back up because their foundation ain't built correct. Right. But when you come at somebody with a solid foundation, everything, all your T's are crossed, all your I's are dotted, and everything is solidified, then you call your own shots. And then once you have that power, what you do with it is critical. And that's why I'm very excited what 2019 looks like. Hip Hop News Uncensored, Viral Hip Hop News, Uncensored True Podcast, because we over here working fucking legs, baby, whether y'all see it or not. And it's a beautiful thing. And just to kind of transition it back to Kevin Hart, you got Heartbeat Productions. You have all these great things going for you. This is a minor setback, but you still can change the narrative and do right. Just got to do right, man. Yes, sir. Devon Wilson, that Sam, man. Damn it. Sam, yeah, Sam. It's all cool though. We appreciate that. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I be calling me Sam, man a lot. Now, it's dope. Yeah, man. Our comment section be wild, man. Wow, we love them, y'all though. What's up, my man Jay Murray in the building? I see you, bro. And my man Comment Sense, I definitely see you. And John Hamilton in the building. Drop them area codes. We're just talking about the Kevin Hart, you know, situation. Just a quick recap on that situation. Kevin Hart was, you know, invited to be the host of the Oscars. Some alleged homophobic tweets, because homophobic, you know, he doesn't strike me as homophobic, but you know, that community was offended by that. People were offended. He was asked to apologize from the committee at the Oscars. He said no. I politely stepped down, you know, because of all the controversy. So, yeah, man, you know, that's what's going on here. We, you know, we see y'all here dropping the area code. I see the 478 in the building. That Camden, I see CMD, you already.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. 313-704-856. Okay, where you at? 856.
Indeed. He said CMD.
Oh, that's a Camden. Okay, okay.
Oh God, he Kevin Hart. You know, back in the day, he dropped on his comedy, one of his stand-ups. He doesn't want his son to be gay. Now he is not homophobic, things like that, but he just doesn't want his son to be gay. And people are going crazy over that, going nuts. Yeah. What do you think about that? What's your perspective on that?
That's his preference. I mean, you know. I see you 215, no doubt. Yeah, man. You know, certain things, you know, some people don't want their son to play football. You know, because of you know, the CTE. Some people don't want, you know, their kids to be a drug dealer. You don't want a son to be gay. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? He wants him to you know, be with a woman, you know, and procreate and keep the heart line going. That's what he wants. So, you know, I don't see a problem with him, you know, saying that. But now, obviously, back again, man, you know, we're in a day and age now where, you know, if you say something against, you know, a segment of people, and they have power, they're gonna exercise and flex that power against you in any way that they can. Kevin Hart's not the only one. I think Iggy Azalea had to come back and apologize. She lost a few gigs because of this in like 2015. There's been other people, have had to renege because of things that they said in the past. It kind of just, is what it is in that regard, man. It's crazy, but it's the world we live in today.
2018, man, the year of the victim and the year of not politically you can't be non-political correct. Political correctness is at an all-time high. Right. It's like a plague. And it's really it's messing people up, to be honest with you, because you got to be really sensitive in what you think, and it's a way of censorship, right? Whether it's good or it's bad. They know how to they have their ways in controlling the masses, and once you start seeing people quote unquote being victimized and they highlight certain things and what people are saying, then all of a sudden we got to address this situation, address that situation. What happened to just having tough skin? We've all at one point or another had to deal with some jokes. You get over them and you move on. Every day. People, you know what I mean? The victim is so highlighted. You got to be a victim. When is the victim? Our man Gregory Owens, or Jeffrey Owens from the Cosby Show, right? Out there busting his ass working the job, and now he plays the victim role. Now he wants money people to be donated because you were on the Cosby Show. I wasn't on the Cosby Show. Right. Fuck that, man. What do you mean, dude? You're a victim. Yeah. I play the victim role. It just seems to be so popular in 2018. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Some man comment says, damn, I like Big Mama's House Medias though. Also, Brandon Hall says, get down or lay down. The Freemasons run the entire world. Nothing is earned when it comes to Hollywood. It's given, but only if you go through the rituals. Kevin did what he was told to do. Thoughts on that? Now, remember, years back, it's been this whole Illuminati. I know you remember that wave. Yeah. And some of it I think is true. Some of it I think is nonsense. What are your thoughts on that? Did Kevin Hart go through rituals? What do you think about him being a gatekeeper?
What do I think about him being a gatekeeper? Well, see.
Think he sold out?
Sold out? Well, I think anybody that is willing to throw their entire life on social media for the return of revenue sold out. They sold their soul to social media. So if Kevin Hart falls in that line, then I guess so. It's a line that comes with that. It's a price you come pay with that. Yeah, he got real famous off of showing everything on social media. But what you did was you allowed everybody in your living room to sit on your couch and critique all your shit. And you either handle it or you don't. And when he gave people that acceptance and opened that door for them to be comfortable, he opened the door for people to go back on 2010 and say, look what's in his closet. You see this? Look, boom. And yeah, that's a price you pay. Now we are personalities on YouTube and things like that, and we choose to use our platform and our narrative to use, you know what I mean, for what we use it for a little bit of a better, a different narrative. We got something we're building here, so we always understand that and understand the business we're going through, but we always remain and keep a level of privacy and respect when it comes to our families, when it comes to this, when it comes to that. We got our Instagrams, we got social media. Make sure you go follow our social media handles: Viral Hip Hop News, Uncensored, Hip Hop UN, and follow us. But certain things don't go up, and when you start putting everything up and you invite somebody into your living room, you gotta be ready for them to critique your shit. Now you can kick them out, but you brought them in there, so don't cry now.
Yes, sir. Edmund Dantes says they ridicule you when you're a father, and that you have with standards, he puts. But they want to feminize you if you're too masculine. But how is a man too masculine? Also, Strategy King goes, now all these corporate and brought Negroes have to beg their masters not to fire them for not bowing down to political correctness. Y'all like in the comment section, up today. Wow, crazy.
I agree with that, though. Stop bowing down and trying to say I'm sorry and this and that if you don't mean it. If it's authentic, let it be authentic. Don't go and do it just to go and run back to a job, because on the flip side of that, 2018 has brought like no other entrepreneurship, being your own boss, being your own leader, being able to help others. If y'all don't see that amongst the bullshit, then y'all really ain't looking at the clear picture, because nowadays, like no other, do you have to go and answer to anybody. Oh God, and I made the choice a couple years back. We looked our bosses in the face and said, fuck y'all ain't bosses of no one. How can a grown man tell me what to do? And we don't disrespect anybody out there putting your foot to the ground, step by step, doing what you have to do for your family. But oh God and I decided that we were different kind of cats, and we had to kind of answer on our own accord. We were going to start our own media company, so we did. And we still hear the things, oh, you guys did this, or you guys did this. This is all our dollar. 100% owned, created, lost, gained by myself and the brother that stands across from me. So we understand the blueprint and what it takes to do it on your own, do for self. We do it day by day by day by day. And it is really the only way to go. You see it in music. We seen it when Steve Stout was talking about it, and we're gonna get into that in deep. Hopefully we can talk to our man Kenyatta Griggs, also the Culture Vulture. If he's watching right now, make sure you drop a shout out in there, Kenyatta. Salute to you, brother, about what Steve Stout said on Sway in the Morning. Real dynamic interview. We're gonna get into that next week. But you got to do for yourself, man. Music industry is changing. The world is changing. If you don't realize you could do for yourself today in 2018, you're in the wrong life, dude. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. But everybody listening, I need y'all to do me a favor. Hit the like button. You're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast. We come in live every Friday night at 8 p.m. on this channel. So make sure that you're in the building. You hit the notification bell and all that, you know, good stuff, man. We in here getting it in. Talking about the Kevin Hart stepping down as the host of the Oscars because of some what they're calling homophobic tweets from 2010. I hear you. I see you. We going in tonight. Definitely.
Indeed, man. Shout out to everyone in the comment section right now. You see the phone number. The phone lines are open. We'll make sure we drop that in the chat room. If you want to call in and talk to the Uncensored Truth podcast, give your perspective on the Kevin Hart situation, give your perspective of anything we're talking about this evening, show your love. You know what I mean? When it come at you, boys, come in and call with us, man. Build with us. Let's work. Drop them area codes as always. We see the chat room is lit up tonight. We appreciate y'all talking about this Kevin Hart situation. Think that he did the right thing? Absolutely. I would say he did the right thing. I would say that he also deserves his jabs that he'll be getting, especially when it comes to the black community, because he deserves them. And it doesn't have to go ahead.
We'd be like Cat Williams. You think he'll be did he say it? I'm sorry, he didn't, but
what do you think he's gonna say? You brought up my dog.
That's your boy.
See, I think Cat Williams got a little bit of a problem with our hip hop news, and we'll get into that. and I got reasons to believe that. This goes back about a year. But I'm hoping that all the comedians right now, even if they don't rock with Cat, I hope that they stand up in solidarity. And if they don't have anything dope to say, don't say anything. You either support him right now or you don't say anything. Now, whether you think he's a gatekeeper, whether you think that he's sold out, I think this is an important time in comedy right now where they show their solidarity as a comedic community where it's not respected right now. We see the beef, we see this, we see the adversity. Show the support toward him right now so that it could be reciprocated. And if he is on that gatekeeper shit that y'all talking about, at least y'all can go, hey, look, man, we supported this man at his absolute lowest.
Sam, man, what about if anybody has any other of his friends or, you know, associates stepped up and said anything besides Snoop? Snoop has been the only one. Have you seen anything throughout the day that'll make us know that anybody else stepped up to support Tiffany Haddish or anything?
I see news reports reporting it. I don't see people going out and support now.
Right.
I'm on Instagram, I'm on the social media, but I ain't on the social media. So if anybody did say anything, I may easily have missed it.
Right.
But it wasn't just out there like a Snoop. I mean, if you saw Snoops, you would have saw Haddish. If you saw Snoop, you'd have saw Charlemagne, or you would have saw whoever else would show support toward them. But
right,
you don't see really people messing with it. And are they not messing with it because of the topic? Because we know, like I said, or like we said, political correctness, it runs the world. So if you come out and you start showing your support toward this homophobic, you know what I mean, homophobic hater and all this stuff, this will get you now in some trouble. So let me just keep back. I don't want to talk about Rick Ross's verse Meek Mill. I don't want to talk about that. You talk about that.
That was interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Talk about it.
And he was on in the call who just called. And if you can call back, I'll open the line back up. Do apologize for that. I'll open that line right. I think it was calling from Chicago. But Meek Mill, appreciate that, Jay Murray. Meek Mill was pretty much asked about Rick Ross's what he said about allegedly 6ix9ine, where he said the word faggot, on a song, and he got a lot of backlash. I think one of the hosts, Angelia Charlemagne, asked Meek Mill about that particular statement, and he was backpedaling. He pretty much said, man, ask him about it. I don't want to be on camera saying something that's going to get me, because it's like, if you say the wrong thing nowadays, you're gonna get backlash. It's just what it is. You're gonna, if you belong to a label, if you got different sponsors, you're gonna be getting calls, texts like, yo, can you please, renege, delete, apologize, about this. And nobody wants to be involved. Guys are just trying to make their money, do their shows. I get it, but you gotta stand for something, because you can't complain when the hammer comes down on you. Then if you're not going to stand for nothing, I want people saying, oh, complaining about injustice, that, because when you got time to stand up, and create different situations where you don't have to worry about this no more. Y'all spending y'all money on other shit, doing other things, you know. So it's just like it's a catch-22 with that whole situation, man. Definitely.
You're allowed to speak out on injustice. You're allowed to be a leader, but that doesn't mean that you have to have an opinion or have an answer to what everybody says, in particular somebody that may be around you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to answer a question. If you go out there and you say something and I have to answer the question over and over and over again, I didn't say it. And that's no disrespect. Yeah, we cool partners. It's my family, but I didn't say it. I'm not going to say anything bad. I have nothing to say about that situation. Go ask him. I would say the same thing. And a lot of people, that's how they get caught up. And I'm not saying that Breakfast Club were trying to bait Meek Mill. They were just probably genuinely, asking him a question. But I think that the answer was done very well and correctly. Yeah, that ain't my business. Definitely. I got love for Rick. It flew on the album. It was on the album. But you got to answer to him. And we also heard Meek Mill say, if somebody, you know what I mean, if the man come up to him and tell him to shut off this thing right now, I'm shutting it off. I'm not cool. Like, I'm gone.
But what do you think about that, though? Does that tell you that he, you know, is not real serious about what he's doing? Did that show you he could be compromised at some point? If he's saying that if they told me to quit, I quit.
No, I'm not gonna be that cynical. I think that is genuine. I think that he doesn't want anybody on his back. This man has dealt with it enough. And if somebody worth some came up to him and said, you need to chill, he's gonna look at his son, he's gonna look at his family and go, okay, I need to take care of them and them only. I'm a real dude. I've been out here, I've lost, I've loved. I don't see him signed up to any kind of agenda. I think he's scary when it comes to that. And I'm not mad at him. How can you blame anybody from his environment, anybody of our color, our skin color, especially men, to blame him? If somebody say, yo, you need to cut that out. People aren't cut like that. But it is those special ones that are cut like that are able to bring change. But we all see their end results. So you can't blame anybody for wanting to speak out on something that they feel passionate about. He said with a lot of inmates that aren't going to be able to see their families are sitting there life in prison without parole. So he wants to speak for the voiceless. He wants to be the voice for the voiceless. But if somebody came to him threatening his family, his life, is it worth it? Or would any of them inmates be mad at me if I shut the fuck up right now? Nah, they wouldn't. And I don't got to answer to any troll online typing that I'm bad for the culture. Y'all can go ahead somewhere.
Word. Definitely. Yeah, man. So we see you in the comment section. Strategy can't get into them, man. I appreciate you, my man. Common Sense, Edmund, everybody in here, you know, that's speaking. John Hamilton just got the wrench, you know what I mean? The mod squad up in the building. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. We rock out, man. We go back, Common Sense. So yeah, man, you know, another episode of the Uncensored Truth, you know, podcast, Friday night, 8 p.m. going in as we always do. You know, we really appreciate everybody staying over here listening to us. We were just wrapping up, you know, the Kevin Hart situation, stepping down as host, you know, of the Oscars, putting his foot down as a man and saying thank you, but no thank you, man. That's dope, man. So yeah, man, everybody in here, hit the like button for me and make sure that y'all share this video. We do appreciate it. Talk about the flat earth. Y'all niggas crazy, man.
What did I say?
Somebody said talk about flat earth.
Flat earth.
Drop them area codes, though. I see the 330 in the house. Drop them area codes as we jam to the beats of Maz.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Mose in the building. His link is in the description box if you're looking for beats. If you're a rapper, artist, trying to jump on some beats and need some beats to lease out, go hit my brother on his YouTube or his email for all the premium beats. He does rap, hip hop, you name it. He has it in the arsenal. Dope. Shout out to everyone that stuck around with your boys for some real conversation, not the dramatic conversation, not the he say, she say, chatty patty bullshit that you may see on other networks around the world. We talk about some real shit, man. We trying to build, we trying to grow, we trying to learn, and we trying to elevate. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't got time for the nonsense. So salute to the people who enjoy some real shit. Everyone out there watching on Hip Hop News Uncensored, the Uncensored Truth podcast live on Friday evening, 202 in the building. What's up? 908-217. What it do? 416.
Yeah.
Peace to you.
I see you, Gully Life TV, in the building as well. 215. We definitely see you. Yes, sir. Richard Pryor was that dude. Say, man, we think about Richard Pryor, man. The greatest ever.
Goat.
Straight up.
Live on the Sunset Strip is probably one of my favorite stand-ups of all time. I can crack up in all of his movies. Wild past, but when it comes to just being able to when you think of comedy and in the essence of really what comedy is, being able to tell a real story and making people laugh, punchlines, jokes, he was the best to ever do it. And he did it back in the 70s and 80s. You can listen to his stuff now and still crack up.
Yes.
Nobody like him. Eddie Murphy, another one. Robin Harris, Red Fox,
TK,
not yet. Bernie Mac,
60.
Yeah. Well, I mean, still got a lot of time to go. He take care of himself. He's swimming. You know what I mean? So
shout out to TK, man.
He's funny as hell. But I mean, you look at, you talk about your Bernie Macs and your not Kevin Hart. Damn, my bad. He ain't even nowhere near that right now.
Cat Williams.
Cat Williams is funny.
I think he's one of the. Could he be in the top 5?
If he carries himself a certain way.
Damn. Shots.
If he carries himself a certain way, Cat could be one of the GOATs.
Yeah. He'd be wild.
He's being some fuck shit.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Paul Mooney, one of the greatest comedic writers of all time, one of the most underrated comedians of all time.
Facts.
Still alive, doing his thing.
Facts.
Most underrated comedian of all time. Throw that in the chat room right now. Who's the most underrated comedian of all time?
He's just a dude who did Baby's. What's his name? Dude did Baby House
Harris.
Party. Okay, right. You said it. Okay, Robin Harris.
Yeah.
He's dope. You're right.
Funny as hell.
Most underrated comedian of all time. John Witherspoon. That's your boy.
John Witherspoon's funny as hell. Yep.
D-Ray.
D-Ray. There's some funny ones. D-Ray.
Epps.
A lot of. No. What do you think about Mike Epps?
I like Epps. I do like I like Mike Epps. I don't want to see nothing negative about
different style of comedy.
Definitely different.
Funny as hell. He don't come at your traditional style of punchline setting up. He'll just come with you random.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Lines are funny. Now we seen TK and Caroline's a couple months ago, and we seen a lot of underground comedians. What was one that stood out to you?
Damn, what's that dude's name? What's the dude's
Hispanic cat, right?
Not him, the black guy who was like, he was right before TK. I can't believe I forgot the man's name. I do apologize. He was a beast.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he was on the Breakfast Club. Damn, what was that dude's name?
We'll find it. Arnaz J. I see you, D-Red, in the building. Bruce is hilarious. Eddie Griffin.
Lavelle Crawford.
Dave Chappelle ain't the GOAT?
I fuck with Dave Chappelle. But I think we throw GOAT out there too much. How can I say that Richard Pryor's a GOAT and then say Dave Chappelle's a GOAT? It can't be two GOATs. It's not two Michael Jordans.
Right.
LeBron ain't Mike. It's only could be one GOAT.
George Lopez?
Like I said, George Lopez. He's funny.
Yeah.
Definitely. Martin Lawrence, one of the best. Bernie Mac died too soon. Robert Harris died way too soon. Red Fox died too soon.
Donnell Rollins
is funny.
He's that dude.
Ashley Larry.
Yeah, that was funny.
Ashley Larry.
Classic.
You know what I mean? Rob Stapleton.
Okay, Rob Stapleton.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, I thought he had the best performance that night. I gotta be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Rob, we saw people get booed off the stage and everything. Shout out to Caroline's too. Supposed to be going down there in January, be down there in New York. But yeah, man, definitely. Rob Stapleton was a beast.
Yeah, Rob Stapleton. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Hilarious too. Remember him, Miss Doubtfire.
Yeah, definitely.
Charlie Murphy, Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
We talk about doing some comedy stuff, man. We're gonna get some people in our area, in the Jersey area, and get some comics together. We got a little bit of an inside scoop on some comedians and trying to do something dope out here, man. Because we into it. We into it heavy.
Definitely.
Get some of the older cats in here. D.L. Hughley. I don't see nobody throwing him out there. Dave Collier, funny as hell.
How about somebody said female comedians? You fuck with Tiffany?
Female comedians right now, it's Linnell, it's Cat Williams people, and it's Monique.
Oh, just hilarious.
I never seen her stand up.
Okay.
Now I know a lot of people say she's funny as hell in stand up. I've never seen her. I'm not gonna throw her out there like that. Her Instagram isn't enough for me. I'm more of an old school comedian. You got to get on stage and be able to rock for an hour and make people laugh. Any more than an hour, you start getting redundant. But if you could go in a solid 60 minutes and be able to smash, you get my respect on that.
Adele Gibbons, no doubt.
I like Adele. I think it's Monique or Linnell though. Those are my top two when it comes to females because they gonna give it to you raw
and dominant. Monique just goes in. Yeah,
goes in.
She definitely should have gave her the bread, but I guess it's based upon numbers with that whole Netflix thing. So that kind of is what it is.
She didn't deserve $500,000, and I'm not gonna pocket watch her money. You know what I mean? But she did a couple million for sure. You would think.
Yeah, definitely. I like Cat style, mixing comedy with government conversation. Yeah, that's dope. Real talk.
Cat's hilarious.
Right.
He's off the platform, off the stand up, off the stage. He be acting wild. And be on some fuck shit when it comes to interviews and things like that, and flagging people and things like that.
Ducking and shit.
Ducking and jiving.
Yes, man. But we do appreciate everybody who tuned into this episode, Earthquake, of the Uncensored Truth podcast, man. Every Friday night at 8 p.m. exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Also, make sure y'all go to hiphopun.com for all your latest hip hop news. Got some dope articles over there. Go show that some love. And that's pretty much all I got tonight. I'm your brother, Old Guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored. Over and to Sandman.
Hey, man, Viral Hip Hop News. If you're not subscribed to Viral Hip Hop News, make sure you subscribe to the movement. Right now, you see the hats.
Yeah.
CEO of Viral Hip Hop News, Sandman, in the building. Co-host to the #1 podcast in the building. Always raw, real, uncut. The Uncensored Shoe podcast exclusively every Friday evening live on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Shout out to my bro. Some more. I see some more in there. She's funny as hell too. I just don't put her on Linnell and Monique level. But I hear why people put her up there too. She's funny as shit. But yeah, man, salute to all the people. Eddie Griffin, one of the greatest. Eddie Griffin is hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it, man. We're going to get some real good comedy talk and discussion in here for all the real folk that want to have some good, solid discussion maybe throughout the week, man. But yeah, that's all I got. It's hitting the 9 o'clock hour. It's been a dynamic, great show as always. Salute to all the people that stuck around with us. Salute to all the new moderators in the building. Common Sense, John Hamilton. I know we got another one in there, but salute to everyone in
Divine Wisdom.
Right, Divine Wisdom, indeed. Man.
I got you. Hold up. I got you. Because the other night, I don't know if y'all, I took the video down for his sake, but we betted on the Eagles and Redskins. And this dude actually had a nerve to be happy that Mark Sanchez had a little touchdown. But we won that game. He had to wear the Eagles gear. I took the video down. Fly, Eagles, fly. Shout out to you, Divine Wisdom, on the road to victory. We're going to beat them Cowboys this week, man. We're going to show you how to do it, man.
The Eagles can kiss my ass. The Cowboys can kiss my ass. Pause. Nobody can kiss my ass. This man, the hell with all the teams.
All right, man. We out of here. Y'all have a great evening, man. Y'all be safe out there. It's freezing on the East Coast. Peace.
Peace out.